Ghost Rider, Felipe, Gabriel Luna. Let's do it.
My parents never bought me comic books as a kid, so I started pretty late. But Ghost Rider was one of the first comic books I checked out. It was Ghost Rider and Johnny Blaze, Spirits of Vengeance. All he had was a Hellfire shotgun, and that was it. And well, the reason I liked it is because it looked ridiculously insane to me as probably 13 years old. But yeah, it was just two dudes on motorcycles. One of them, his head was in flames, and they were fighting vampires and all sorts of other stuff, and I just thought it was really cool.
I kind of took to Silver Surfer originally. For some reason, I just love the art in Silver Surfer book. But my brother was the one that started bringing in Ghost Rider comics into our collection. And it wasn't until later in our lives, probably it's probably 2000, when we had this resurgence. I went to college, he was in high school. We went back in the archives and got into the Midnight Sun and stuff. But then it fell off for a moment until somebody created Robbie Reyes. Then I discovered that there was this character, and a week later I was playing him on screen.
That's nice. When Marvel approached me to create a new Ghost Rider for them, I already was aware of Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch and the Phantom Rider, Carter Slade. But it was part of the all-new line for Marvel. And the whole idea was to do something completely new. My editor, Mark Panicha, approached me and said there were two stipulations: that he be younger and that he drive a car. This is the spirit of Eli, who is a serial killer who found a way to move his spirit into other vessels after death. So his whole motive is to keep killing, and it's up to Robbie's steady moral compass to use those powers for good.
For me, the truth about Robbie is his superpower is his love for his brother, right, which is what tethers him to his own humanity and keeps him from just being consumed by this thing.
My roommates tweet me, or they text me a photo of you. Yeah. They're like, "This is the guy they cast for Robbie." So I look at it, I'm like, all right, he looks like he's got a kind heart. All right, which is very important for Robbie Reyes. The other thing that's important for Robbie Reyes, he's a handsome dude. But you got that covered too, so.
Thanks, bro. I think they had approached us a couple times, and my agents were calling. They were like, "Marvel wants you to see for this role on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D." And then they said, "Gabe, that part, we should really look into it. It's this character." And they sent it to me. I was like, "Ghost Rider." I was like, "What?" And then I had a Skype meeting with Jeff Loeb the very following day. I was in Marfa, Texas. One row town, sitting on the porch, had my Skype thing set up, just waiting for them to call me. And then they finally call me, and they're asking me all these questions and they're telling me about the character and what they want out of the character. He's got to be the most dangerous dude in every room. And then they were like, "All right, we want to see you on Saturday." So I come in, and I did my thing again, and it's rare. There's only one other time. I mentioned Matador, a show I did for Robert Rodriguez. There's only one other time where I was in an audition. I just felt like this is like breathing, dude. And it happened that way, felt that way. And they called me the next day. Jeff Loeb calls me. He's like, "First thing, you say the 3 words that I say everybody who works for us." And usually it changes their lives a little bit. And I'm like, "What's that, sir?" He's like, "Welcome to Marvel." They got my 3D scan for this, right down to you can see the veins in this hand are the same veins in my hand. It's insane, dude. The chain's perfect. That's exactly how I wore it.
Tell them how you wore your shoes.
This detail is really, really sweet.
It's very important for any collector who wants to do it the right way.
So we were in my costume fitting, Ann Foley getting the full costume on. So she goes down to my pant leg, and she puts the pant leg over the tongue of the shoes. Now, it just looked too square, and Robbie's way too cool. These Vans, they're the skate highs, and they look great, especially if you pull the tongue out over the front. So I pulled it over, and she looked at it. She's like, "That looks great. You gonna do that?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, "You gotta do that all the time." I was like, "Of course."
So if you guys get this figure, you make sure that the tongue on the shoes is over the pant leg.
Exactly.
All right?
Down to the details.
The horse's mouth?
Devil is in the details.
Oh yeah, devil's in the details.
Once again, Sideshow Collectibles, Gabriel Luna,
Felipe Smith,
Robbie Reyes,
and our boy right here,
Ghost Rider.